staying humble. Like I really want to maintain that as much as I can. I love I'll talk to anyone. Like I'll listen to them. I don't care. You know what I mean?
That's how it should be, man.
I know, but like.
But you want to stay like that.
I want to stay like that. What are like some hadith that I should like always tell myself? Like when I've just been walking in the house, I've just been saying.
Two people, they never learn. The shy and the arrogant. When you see yourself, when arrogance will get to you, know yourself that you know nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah.
Yes.
I acknowledge that.
That shows humbleness.
Yeah.
That shows humbleness.
And you know,
let me tell you about. I'm a lot older than you, so let me tell you about one thing that one can do. Like I've done it myself. Sometimes when things, because shaitan comes to you through there. Shaitan will attack you through there to make you arrogant. Oh, you are this, you are that. You know what I used to do? I used to go and clean the toilet in the masjid.
Yeah, it's true. I'm telling you, wallahi.
I used to tell to myself, this is what you were, this is what you are, and this is what you're gonna. So you get your nafs.
Yeah.
What is nafs again? Your humbleness?
Nafs is your innate, you know, your
innate.
What your soul wants.
It's the soul. You kind of like put the soul on the ground. Like I used to the masjid.
Almost like your ego.
Ego. I used to go to the masjid and clean the. I was imam in the masjid and there were people, but I used to clean the toilets.
Consistently, you would do that.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
So to not to let myself gain an ego or that. Because you know, like on Jum'ah, I used to get on the Jum'ah is absolutely full, people are there. Sometimes it starts to get.
So I'll keep reminding you.
Sometimes it gets to you.
Yes.
So you go, oh mashallah, what a khutbah, what this kind of Jum'ah. So you go, toilet clean.
Like this.
That's it.
Pro Israeli goes to Israel. Watch how they treat her. This is Supremacy 101. This is so funny, bro.
Elohim, love Israel. Praise God. God love Israel. May God have this Milano.
Have you ever seen someone spit on another person in your entire life? Have you even witnessed it? I think that's more.
No comment.
I think that's more disrespectful than literally punching somebody in the face.
No, it is.
Would you rather I punched you right now? What would be more of a friendship ending thing? Me punching you square in the mouth, breaking a tooth, or spitting in your face?
Both.
What's worse, bro?
I'm losing a tooth, bro. I gotta get an implant. I don't know, man. Either way, you're getting knocked the fuck out right after that, like hospital. So I would probably say spitting from a respect.
And they're kids doing it. They're kids. Look how old these kids are. They look like they're 11.
I've been punched before by a friend. We got into a heated fight.
Yeah, you could get over a punch, bro. Spitting in the face? I don't know if you can get over that. Look at this.
It's all speed. Smell.
You know all these videos are coming down, right?
She goes, it
you're
smells.
uploading this video for no reason. You do realize that, right? You realize what's going on with TikTok and like
you saw who just bought TikTok, right?
I just told. It's not that we don't want to talk about this subject matter, but like I thought we weren't gonna talk about this. Like everyone already knows, bro.
This just funny, bro.
But everyone already knows. Go ahead, keep playing.
The fact that everyone knows, it's just insane.
Whoa.
He spit in my face.
Wow.
He spit in my face.
It's the most democratic. It's the most friendly place. And it's the most friendly place in the Middle East.
You really breaking my heart. That's the funniest thing.
That guy's still on. What's going on with that, dude?
You want to see this one too? I mean, this is
still going on.
These are too good, bro. This is
old, bro.
This is a bit older, but it's the same topic.
Like they only spit on us once.
Yeah, just watch.
In Israel, if you actually talk to the majority of Christians, talk to them, you'll see what they say. They say Israel is the only place where we're respected and protected.
Bro, hit the button. Hit the button.
And I can attest to that as a Christian who went to Israel. I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after there was an adult that came by.
It's only one time. It wasn't, like the Asian lady every 2 seconds. It was only
One time.
One time.
Yes, massa. I is sorry. They's only spit on us once. Bro, where do the kids get that from? It obviously stems from the home.
Yeah, you don't just learn that. At that age, you don't know how to go spit on someone. Like
In your
that's clearly some type of tradition that they keep passing on.
In your fitra, your innate knowledge, it's
To be
never
fair-
inclining you to spit on people, regardless of their belief.
But if we're gonna be fair, we gotta be fair.
Be fair.
The Christians didn't treat them too well throughout history, burning them at stakes. They really persecuted them throughout history. You know who can't say that about any other religion?
The Muslims.
The Muslims.
You know, it's funny, man. The Christians are like dying to start the Crusades again.
Bro, I literally preach preach. You see what I preach?
Yeah.
Unity between all three faiths, including Judaism. We don't have to accept each other. I'll never accept what they believe. They'll never accept what we believe. Just like the Quran says.
Yep.
Oh, you who disbelieve. I will never worship what you worship. I will never worship God separated in three. He's like an egg. He's like ice, water.
Worship God alone, bro. It's very simple.
I worship God alone. I love Jesus Christ with all of my heart. I believe he's the chosen one by God. I believe that all the miracles he did were through the glory and the power of God. And I believe he's the only one that's going to fix the world through God's power when he comes back. The world is, I don't see, everyone has all these false hopes, like that one letter, you know, QRS.
Yeah.
He's going to say, like, you got to feel like a idiot by this point. If you're still holding on to that pipe dream, I got a news flash for you. You got played, son. But getting back to the point, like, this is nothing, like what they're doing to these Christians, I don't condone it at all. It's so disrespectful. Neither does our faith. This narrative that we're taught to hate Christians and we should know. But if we put it into context, the way they were treated by the Christians, bro, massacred everywhere throughout history. Like, pull it up on ChatGPT, bro.
Pull it up.
So I'm not justifying it, right? But now that they got the funny part is it's the Christians that helped them get their homeland back, supposedly their homeland, their ancient homeland. How were Jews
It's a Jewish homeland
by Christians throughout European history? Here we go. So church fathers like, this is in the 1st to 5th centuries, right? Just in the beginning of Christianity. Church fathers like John Chrysostom wrote polemics against Jews, portraying them as Christ. By the 4th century, when Christianity became the state religion, laws restricted Jewish rights, bans on building new synagogues.
Wait, before you keep going, this is what I was saying. Like, the Christians are dying to go, not all Christians, obviously. I just see a lot of it on social media. They're dying to go to a holy war again, and they want to just kick Muslims out. I never see Muslims saying that Christians shouldn't be able to practice their religion. Even in Palestine, there was churches. I think it's 10% Christian. And Israel bombed all 4 churches that are there. Is supposedly hiding in the hospitals, the schools, the churches. So even as a Christian, how could you not be mad about Israel being holy places, churches?
Look,
in Palestine?
I want to talk about jizya tax. 6th to 15th century, Jews were often considered servi camere, servants of the royal chamber, meaning rulers protected them, but also heavily taxed and controlled them. Under the Muslims, only 2.5%. But I swear to God, I would take that tax deal right now. I swear to God. I wish it existed. Bro, I paid $20 in tolls today, bro. Forced conversions, especially in the Visigothic Spain, 7th century, and later in medieval Iberia. Blood libel and host desecration accusations. From the 12th century onward, Jews were accused of Christian children or desecrating the Eucharist, often leading to massacres, bro. Crusades. During the First Crusade in 1096, mobs massacred Jewish communities in the Rhineland, Worms, right? So as they're going to the Middle East, they're like, let's wipe out every Jew. Multiple Holocausts against them. From who? The Christians. Expulsions, right? And everyone makes the joke. They were kicked out of 109 countries. France, Spain, 1492, forcing Jews to
This is just some of them.
Ghettos. Jews were forced into segregated districts. Throughout history, Christianity, the religion of love, it's love and turn the other cheek, treated these people like absolute garbage throughout their inception. And that's why I get mad at people like Laura Loomer, but she should be ashamed of herself. During all these times, guess where these people went? To the Muslim lands. They had their own courts, their own judges, religious freedom, their own synagogues. They paid pennies compared to what was happening to them everywhere else. And now they want to try to revise history in 2025 so they can justify what they're doing overseas when it's not the truth. Martin Luther initially hoped Jews would convert, but when they didn't, he wrote harshly against them. He wrote a book. Inquisition in Spain, bro. They were torturing anyone they even thought was a Jew. There was people getting executed. They tortured them so much, like, okay, I'm Jewish, and they would and they weren't even Jewish. That's how much hatred Christians had for Jews throughout the entire, from inception, from the beginning of their religion to now. Okay? Eastern Europe offered relative safety for centuries, allowing Jewish communities to flourish through pogroms. Okay, they did all right. Eastern Europe, They did okay. Modern period, 19th to 20th centuries. Enlightenment ideas brought gradual granting of citizenship, anti-Semitism, legal equality. Then, okay, we had a little bit of a brief pause, and then boom, Holocaust. Okay?
Yeah.
6 million wiped out.
Whoa.
Many Christian denominations formally repudiated anti-Semitism. Okay, so this modern, like, Judeo-Christian values never existed, ever. It was Christians massacring Jews wherever they could find them, humiliating them, taxing them, like taxing beyond tax.
Up the wazoo.
So I guess this Judeo-Christian friendship started in the last 70 years because it never existed throughout all of Christian and Jewish history. That's the irony of it all. And if you think these people forgot about how they were treated, well, maybe that's why they're doing what they're doing.
I think it's because they see Christians as idol worshippers, right? That's part of it.
Bro, they were treated horribly under Christians, bro.
I just don't get it, man. Like, on Judgment Day...
But they should be ashamed of themselves for talking the way they do against the Muslims, bro. Now watch, here, look, let's pull it up.
Yeah, let's see.
In comparison, how were they treated and viewed by the Muslims? Let's see. Here we go. Jews were recognized as Al-Kitab, people of the book.
Same as
infidels.
Christians.
Yeah,
Same
people
as
of the book.
Christians.
They could practice their religion but had second-class status under Islamic rule. Jizya tax, Jews paid a special poll tax in exchange for protection. It was only 2.5%, bro.
On excess wealth and
did not have to fight in war.
Yeah, and that's also because Muslims have to pay a religious tax. So Muslims would usually end up paying even more
at times
than what the second-class citizens would be making. Am I wrong?
Yeah. At times, laws limited synagogue building, clothing, or public. At times, but it's not getting into. We can get further breakdown. Jews were generally not forced to convert. Okay, overwhelmingly not forced to convert. Okay, in comparison to Christianity, the entire time forced to convert. Relations with Jews were complex. Some tribes in Medina opposed them politically and were expelled or fought against. That's because they betrayed him in battle because he had no problems with them. Mm-hmm. This is an amazing part of history. 8th to 12th century. Now look at the differences. Jews thrived. Other time period, being destroyed, massacred, hunted down. Under Muslims, thrived in Spain, especially in Cordoba. They held high offices. Okay, if we were racist, why did they have such high offices during the Muslim rule? This was in stark contrast to Christian Europe at the same time where Jews faced massacres and expulsions. At the same time, while they're under them, they're being massacred.
So they would go to the Muslims and they would be able to live like normal people.
Bro, they were able to hold offices like prime minister, bro.
Yeah,
like
that's
high up, bro.
That's crazy.
Ottoman Empire, welcomed Jews expelled from Spain. Okay, Persia, North Africa, treatment varied by dynasty and ruler. Some imposed humiliating dress codes, so these guys didn't follow Islam. 19th to 20th century, comparative tolerance until the rise of European-style nationalism. Jews under Muslims often fared better than in Christian Europe. Legal status, Muslims and Jews were protected people, tolerated, but subordinate Christians often depicted Jews as Christ. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
Massacres happened, but generally less systematic. So there was a couple occasions. I don't know the history of Granada, 1066.
Yeah, but let's just clarify. We're not even saying that Christianity teaches for them to do it. We're just calling out the hypocrisy and them saying that Islam only spread by the sword and you're all
Christian alliance. They've never been together. They've been enemies since day one. We've never been enemies with them.
Yeah.
With the Jews. We've actually always had their back. What kind of meat did we just eat right now?
Kosher.
What did it say on the package?
Kosher.
I, as a Muslim, could not find halal. What meat did I go buy?
Kosher meat.
I bought kosher meat. You know what? And I felt very good eating it because it's blessed by God, sacrificed the same way Muslims sacrifice their meat. These are the things we should celebrate as Muslims and Jews. We are not enemies. We're allowed to intermarry and we're allowed to eat the meat of the Jew. And we both believe there's only one God. We shouldn't be making pictures. I would lean more towards that faith because they follow the 10 Commandments. They don't make pictures. They don't make idols, but they're lending money with interest.
Well, yeah, to non-Jews. Yeah, that's
they
the
invent that rule. It was for anybody, bro. But go ahead, sorry.
I was saying just like because not everyone knows like what halal and kosher is. Some of them just think it's crazy.
It means approved by God.
It means they're killed in the name of God, so it just has the right intention there when you're killing it, and the animal doesn't suffer. A lot of the I don't want to get into like the whole demonic realm kind of stuff right now, but when an animal is suffering when it dies, it has something called adrenochrome that spikes. So there's a lot of adrenaline in its blood, and when it dies, it's really tense with all that bad energy. So then when it dies like that, it doesn't go back to being good energy. That's how its energy is imprinted when it passes away. So that's what you're then consuming. But if it's killed in a halal manner where it doesn't suffer, you're consuming that more peaceful energy.
And let's prove it. Let's prove it. This is an example of how halal would be, right?
Using God's name upon slaughter, exactly the same way all the prophets have done for thousands of years.
And it's like
Abraham.
Let me see this thing. It's almost divine how the animals submit. By the way,
submits, bro. I've seen slaughtering, bro.
Yeah, it's like you grab its legs and you hold its head up and you like pet it and stuff so it's calm.
Its family's not supposed to see it.
None
of the that's why it's like, bro, you gotta make sure it's really halal meat. There's a lot of people that claim halal meat. You go to their factories, they're not doing it right.
Oh, 100, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This way, the way the guy's showing it is the right way. You separate the animal, you blindfold it so it doesn't see the weapon.
Yep.
The knife has to be so sharp that if you drop the hair on it, it cuts it. One motion, whoop, and that's it. All the blood drains. The animal doesn't suffer.
Yeah, it kills its nerves.
Instantly.
Yeah.
And you watch how the animal gets ready to just submit. Like, it's crazy. Because when you separate animals, I've seen this many times, they start screaming, like they get scared because they know.
Look at this. He's holding a
Yeah, show how he gets it to that. And then look, watch. So he covers the eyes. The animal can't see.
It has to be 2 or more, minimum. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the mamas, we're gonna bring him over here, and we're gonna make him submit on the ground over.
You see? The animal knows it, screams a little bit, right? Scared, it's worried. He's mentioning God's name. Bismillah, Bismillah.
That just means in the name of God. Christians would say the same thing. Arab Christians.
The animal remembers why it was created. Look at that. With one hand, bro.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
4 fingers.
He took a 600-pound animal and had it submit.
That's not 600 pounds. That's more like a cow, but that's a couple hundred. But with 4 fingers, the animal's laying ready to be slaughtered, knowing that it was created by God for our consumption. Animals have rights. Kosher and halal meat is the only meat that is acceptable. Anything else you're eating, I don't care. I saw some lawmakers saying we should ban kosher and halal in the UK. That's how much hatred's going on right now.
Don't even know what it means.
Kosher and halal meat is the best meat you can buy. The animal does not suffer. The animals you're eating are being tortured. They're watching their other family members being slaughtered right in front of their eyes. They're releasing such negativity into that meat. I think it's part of the reason we have such a high cancer rate also. We're consuming such negative energy the way these animals are treated. Yes, we're allowed to eat animals, but they have rights. And these people are abusing their rights. The animals are suffering. They're chopped. You ever seen what they did with the pigs? With the boom in the head? You are consuming such negative energy. It's why everyone's vibrating so low also. We are under attack physically, mentally, and spiritually from what we eat to what we see, to what we listen to. We're consuming such dark energy, and a lot of it's coming right through the meat, bro.
Did you actually know that's another one of the reasons why pigs are haram to consume? Because you can't kill it in a halal way because their neck is too thick. So you can't slice its neck.
They were not designed. It's not about just cleanliness, okay? That's a big, in my opinion, misnomer. Yes,
that's one of the wisdoms.
Brother, I've seen chickens eat chicken. I've fed chicken. Wallahi, I'm not lying. I said, would they actually eat their own? They don't know. I threw the chicken. I sat there, and there's even videos of this. You'll laugh. They put a cooked chicken, and you ever seen that video?
Yeah, I think I have.
Okay, so they roll around on their too and all that. Now, maybe their pores are different or whatever, but the main reason is, ask any butcher. They squeal, bro. Like, they are very close to human anatomy, right? They use valves from a pig's heart in human beings. You do realize that. They are the closest to us in a lot of different ways. So their intelligence is very high. You know that. So when they're slaughtered, bro, they suffer so much. That's one of the biggest reasons why we don't eat pork. It's not just because it's considered dirty. That animal cannot be slaughtered in a way that it doesn't have a long, drawn-out death. It's almost like a human being. You understand? That's one of the main reasons.
Yeah.
And Allah knows best.
Anyways.
And scholars know best. There's plenty of research on this.
Yeah, this clip kills me. Dude, either way, bro, like on Judgment Day, once we all face it inevitably, if you pray to God alone, how could you possibly go wrong? If you just said, God,
I was scared to associate anybody.
God is God. I know you're God. I'm not going to compare anything to you or say X is God, a human, a spirit, a cow, whatever it is. God is God. God is one. I only pray to you. How could you possibly go wrong there? How?
Much riskier the other way. And it's definitely against the 10 Commandments, bro. It couldn't be as clear as it is. That's why I said if I wasn't a Muslim, I would be a Jew. 100%.
Yeah, man.
As far as worshiping, they're the closest to us as far as like how they respect God, but the Christian is closer to the Muslim as far as all the main characters that are involved, They go all the way up to Muhammad. They're just missing the Muhammad part, peace be upon him. But they added the praying to him part. So they're closer to us in faith as far as they believe Jesus was the Messiah, but as far as actually like praying and worshiping God, I feel like the Jews respect God.
Yeah, but bro, you know what I just can't wrap my head around? You know how Jesus warned of false prophets? Paul came after Jesus ascended to the heavens and
allegedly met him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Allegedly met him. He didn't meet physical Jesus. Yeah. So he met God, Paul, and then gained authority to write a third of the Bible, inspired by God, I guess. Like that's why he was able to write it. How is he not a prophet? How I just it doesn't make any sense to me. How would you not consider him a prophet? And then you would have to hold him to the criteria: is he a true prophet or a false prophet? Like why does he have authority to write the Bible? It still hasn't made sense to me.
It's a miracle that only he saw.
Only Paul.
No one else saw him see Jesus.
And then, bro, even some of Paul's accounts, you know how he says how there's like 500 eyewitnesses to Jesus, his resurrection or his crucifixion? It's just Paul saying there was 500 witnesses. There's not actual 500 different.
Either way, the Quran doesn't deny that someone was crucified that day. Remember that. The Quran says you think you crucified Jesus. You think you hung him up on that cross. I made it appear like that. Why? Because at that point in time, because they disobeyed John the Baptist and they tried to humiliate Jesus Christ, the Muslims believe that God saved Jesus and made someone else appear in his place. So there was a crucifixion, but it wasn't Jesus Christ. God saved him, peace be upon him. And that's why he's coming back. He's going to save the world when he comes back. He's bringing back the truth. He's going to finish his mission that he never got to finish. He, in his own words, said
he's coming back with the sword.
John 15 and John 16, bro. John 15, John 16. He said, if I had not done the works that no other man had done, there would be no sin upon them. But they have seen and they still don't believe. And the prince of this world stands condemned. So I return to the Father. Mission abort. He didn't succeed. He was praying for help. If he's God, why is he praying? If he's God, why was he asking to be saved? Oh, but that's the human side. But you guys got to pick, bro. It's either God or he's not.
You know, in Catholic school, we learned that Jesus is 100% man and 100% God. And then now some Christians say he's just God. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro.
They
Like, I'm not
even, bro, if you get 10 of them in a room, and you start, hey, explain the Trinity, they'll be going back and forth with each other. Forget us that are non-Christian denominations.
Yeah.
If you got them in a room, they would go back and forth.
He's the son of God, but he is God.
He's God, but
he's just
not.
the son of God.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's fully God, fully man. Like, I've heard.
But what about the 10 Commandments?
I've heard 1,000 different.
And the bottom line is this: what? The mother of Christianity is Catholicism. They can distance themselves all they want. All they want. They can distance themselves from the Catholic religion, but that's the original, baby. That's the one that spread its reach throughout the entire world. That's the one that had the conferences, the compiling of the testaments. That is the umbrella, the mother of Christianity. They can all say whatever they want. They're the little babies that came after the big one. Period.
But you know what I find interesting is how, as people progress as becoming Christians, usually they stray away from idol worship. So Catholics, they pray to saints, and Mother Mary, or they pray to saints. Okay,
and the Pope gets to decide. Because when you're saying someone's a saint,
hold on, let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
The Catholics still pray to saints, and they'll say they're not praying to saints. They're praying to saints for them to pray to God in heaven. Why not just pray to God? And then, you'll go to another denomination. Okay, now they only say the Hail Mary, and they pray to the Trinity. And then you go to another denomination, they only pray to the Trinity. And then you go to the Unitarians, and they only pray to God alone. So it's like, why pray to anything but God? Just skip that whole process and just pray to God alone.
And then you have people like Sam Shuman trying to say, we pray to the Prophet Muhammad. We never go, oh, Prophet, help us. Oh, Prophet, save us. Oh, Prophet, forgive us. I have never in my entire life, nor have I ever heard of another Muslim ever praying to the Prophet Muhammad.
No.
It's always, oh, God, help us. Oh, God, this, oh, God, that. And if he was saying, peace be upon you, oh, Prophet, that's because those prayers were taught to us while he was alive.
Yeah, but either way, you're just sending peace and blessings. It's
We're not
like
saying, help me, save me, grant me salvation. Like, they're such clowns, bro. They take one sentence and try to spin a whole story, and it sounds good. And their people have no knowledge.
So they buy it.
And they'll quote 2 or 3 verses completely. I love when they go, and look, it says Islam says to kill all the non-believers. Bro, it's not even talking about the Muslims in those verses. It's God commanding the angels to support the Muslims that were outnumbered 3-1. Like, they literally try to make that verse look, they're taught to go all the no, you that's God's literally telling the angels to support the Muslims because they're outnumbered 3-1 and strike them wherever you find them. He was telling the angels to do that.
Yeah.
It was a miracle is what it was. Yeah. They should have been wiped out. And these clowns would put one verse up, the Sam Shuman, the Taqiyya liars. They're doing Taqiyya about Taqiyya.
Yeah, that's the irony.
Something that's more of from a deviated sect. Okay, that's like if Sam Shuman is Assyrian Orthodox and I start blaming him for what Mormon do. Like, he's a clown. Tag is on this. He wants to take from certain subdivisions of Islam, certain sects, take something and make it look like it's mainstream all the time. That's what they do. Well, maybe we should play that game with Sam Shuman. Maybe whatever the Mormon do, we should blame on Sam Shuman. Whatever the Jehovah's Witnesses do, we should blame on Sam Shuman. Whatever the Catholics do, we should blame on Sam Shuman and his faith, because that's what he's doing. He's a fucking clown.
Enough of this video, bro.
I thought you said we weren't even going to talk about these topics anymore, bro.
What are you going to do?
What else are you going to talk about? Religion, politics, and
whatever. It's like what matters at the end of the day? You know what I mean?
The bottom
We're all
line is
gonna
peace
return
and
back to our
blessings to
Creator.
all the righteous believers of all faiths. We're not enemies. They want us to kill each other, hate each other, and take each other out. That is not what I believe in. That's not what Sunni believes in. That's not what any Muslim believes in. We believe you have the right to choose whatever path you want. Chapter 2:256, God said in his own words, there is no compulsion in religion. You cannot force
Hold up. I have a really good one too before we go.
Oh, here we go. Bonus level.
Bonus.
Activated.
Bonus, you ready? Where does Jesus say, peace be upon you in the Bible? Where does Jesus say, peace be upon you in the Bible? Okay. Jesus came and stood among them and said to them, peace be with you. Jesus said to them again, peace be with you, as the Father has sent me. Even so, I am sending you. Jesus came and stood among them and said, peace be with you. Okay, now, Jesus spoke Aramaic. How do you say, peace be upon you in Aramaic? Just get ready for this one, bro. Shalom aleik.
Shalom aleik.
Shalom alaikum. Shalom alaikum.
Jesus said
Jesus said salam alaikum, bro.
Shalom aleika. Shalom aleika.
I just learned this the other day.
Like, how can you see this and not go, like, your mind just explodes?
Okay, let's just like this. Okay.
In Aramaic language of Jesus Christ. Shalom aleika.
Okay, God in Aramaic.
You know I'm the king of that one, right?
Yep. Shout out Beck for that one. God in Aramaic. Allah. Pray to God alone, bro. The message is simple. It's very simple. Pray to God alone. That's all I have for you guys today. Jesus said salam alaikum. Peace.
At 18 years old, I made my first $1 million. At 20, I lost it all. The story starts in 2021. 2.4 GPA, parents down my neck. I'm sick of this shit. No more Fortnite. Kovacs is getting replaced with
dropshipping video that
I'm gonna be a dropshipper. TikTok account made, 40K followers in a week. Whoa. Fast forward 9 months, 50K earned, and 923 hours of research. NFTs. I'm in college now.
Okay, so most of you guys know how much I really enjoy horror games when they take place in some kind of remote part of a wilderness or a national park or something like that. Well, a lot of you guys have let me know there is a game called Radiolite, and this is what it says. Welcome to Ashwood Creek, September 1985. Step into the eerie world of Radiolite and experience a slice of its suspenseful journey in the demo for this supernatural thriller. Play as Ethan, a police officer in Ashwood Creek, a town hiding secrets beneath its tranquil surface. Investigate a disappearance. Uncover cryptic radio signals and navigate the haunting Ashwood Creek National Park. Your radio is more than a tool. It's a lifeline, guiding you through a story where every signal could reveal a clue or lead you into danger.
Government officials that this an isolated incident.
You're listening to KCRK Ashwood News.